Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today we, all together, want to discuss carpets and rugs, and more specifically how to choose the right one for a different room in your home. Rugs are often treated as a decoration which is chosen at the very end of house planning and also decor planning. Well, we are living. But in reality, rugs are often the elements that has the biggest impact on how the space feels. A wrong rug can make a room feel disconnected, chaotic, or even uncomfortable. A good rug, on the other hand, almost disappears. It just makes everything feel right. Basically it brings together full room, working as a catalyst. So in this video, we are going to look at some of the simple principles, and then I'll show you how I think about rugs in the living room, bedroom, and the study or the home office. Before we talk about specific rooms, there are a few general rules that apply almost everywhere. First, size matters more than color or pattern. The most common mistake I see is a rug that is simply too small. A rug should anchor the furniture, not float under it. Second, texture is more important than pattern. A calm, slightly textured rug will always age better than a loud design. Third, think of rugs as structure, not decoration. They define zones, absorb sound, and slow down a space visually. And finally, neutral doesn't mean boring. Natural tones, matte finishes, and simple materials usually create the calmest interiors. And if you remember just one thing from this video, let it be this: a good rug supports the room. It doesn't try to be the main character. Well, let's start with the living room. And in a living room, the rug's main job is to connect the furniture. Ideally, at least the front legs of the sofa and chairs should sit on rug. When the rug is too small, for example, only under the coffee table, the space feels broken in the pieces. And on this example, you perfectly can see how on the left side, the front legs of an L-shaped sofa are standing on the carpet, which accelerates the feeling of this room. It makes it feel complete. The right picture is maybe not the perfect one, as the legs are not there and it's slightly shorter, slightly smaller than it should be, but it's acceptable size. However, if we look at the following pictures, we'll see quite unique designs. Personally, left side, right side, I don't like both of this. On the left side, it's a little bit, I would call it trippy. Not proportional, it's quite risky design of a carpet. And it's not functional. On the right side, it's a picture. It's a painting, I would even say, and paintings should hang. So you don't want to use this kind of a rug in your living room. Thus, following the next slide, we'll see the poor coffee table on the carpet. It feels like it wants to fly away, right? And it's not the best design whatsoever. So either remove the carpet or remove the carpet and the coffee table together. Well, they will probably fly away. The right example is the one that we are talking about. Low pile carpet with a coffee table, front legs on the carpet. Perfect, perfect. Everything is just matching greatly here. This highlights my points that I would like to avoid strong patterns like over here, high contrast colors. They fight with the feeling of the room. They draw attention away. They just dismember the space as a whole. A good living room, as on the right side, doesn't need to scream for attention. It quietly holds everything together. The bedroom is a completely different story. Here's a rug is less about structure and more about comfort and calmness. The first question I ask myself, what do my feet touch when I wake up? Well, I don't want them to feel cold floor, right? If I don't have a floor heating, I want them to feel something soft and nice. And there are a few good options here. Or you can place a large rug under the bed, extended on both sides. You can use two runners on each side, but I will tell you why it's not the ideal. Or you can add one soft rug at the foot of the bed. 9 of these 3 pictures are perfect in my opinion. First, let's start from the left side. It looks like you're a hunter. Unless you're a hunter, you can place this. But you don't stack rugs on top of each other. On the middle picture, it's just out of sense. Why would you place the round rug in a bedroom? You have to go with something that highlights the same feeling of bed, more of a squarish feeling. And as I mentioned, runner on a side, it just feels lonely. Well, you can do that. This is acceptable. This is my personal opinion over here, that I don't appreciate the runners on the side. I would rather go for something like this. This is the style that I'm looking for when I create a design. So, what do we see? Softness on the right side. Thick, warm rugs with pleasant texture. Excellent choice for the bedroom. I would avoid busy patterns and very dark colors here. It should slow you down, not energize you. So follow up with the next picture. We have the same idea. Soft rugs, low tile, and they extended from the both sides, which is important for us. How to measure the rug from the sides. Easy. Sit down on a bed, put your feet down, and add extra 10 centimeters from your toes to the front. Ideally, that should be enough to cover the space. And on the front of the bed, you can give it as much space as you have as you want. Well, don't leave it hanging out like a little bit, like just under the ottoman. That would leave it cut down and would look just simple and out of place. Let's move on to the study office room. This one is tricky. We do have chairs in a study room, right? Yeah, we have to sit on something, and usually it's a computer chair like in the middle one. How to work here? Well, it should work for you. So if you're sitting on a chair like in the example on the left side, wooden one, it's good to have the rug of a sample middle and right side. But if you have in the chair of the middle picture and then you have a rug of any kind, just imagine, would it be possible for you to move with it? Hardly ever. Hadn't experienced this, I didn't like it. So this way I would disregard the first picture on the left totally. Round one doesn't highlight anything. You need to go for flat woven or very low pile rugs, which work the best in this kind of room, especially if you use a desk chair. Well, this will allow it to naturally move and will keep the space practical, and of course, low pile rugs are easier to clean. Visually, I recommend calm, low contrast design. As you can see from these videos, I am very much minimalistic and calm in the nature in regard of design. Strong patterns here can just distract you when you're trying to concentrate once again. Another example, on the right side you see what I'm talking about, the low pile rugs. That's what you're looking for. They work basically everywhere except the bedroom. Bedroom, once again, we're looking for softness. On the left side, we are having this wonderful reading corner. Perhaps it's your study, perhaps it's your part of an office room. and look at this carpet, which just connects the corner and the rest of the room. Fantastic, wonderful, calm idea, and the colors are quite neutral with a little bit extras there which don't jump into your eyes. So, to summarize, in the living room, focus on the size and furniture connection. In the bedroom, focus on softness and calm. And in the study, focus on function and simplicity. A well-chosen rug often reduces the need for extra decoration. It quietly does its job and improves the entire room. All right. Well, if you are planning an interior change, I would encourage you to look at your rugs first, and they might be missing piece in full design. If it was helpful, feel free to subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.